All right, so my name's Chris. Right now I'm living in my camper van. It's 1990 Dodge Explorer. Before doing the van thing, I was in college doing the dorm thing. So I've always just kind of been bounced around through college every summer. I took somewhere off, like went to New Jersey, Florida. Just always went somewhere for the summers and then came back to school. So I've always been kind of bouncing around. So I still never signed a lease, and I'm 29, put it that way. So I think the misconception is living in a van keeps you in one spot. You won't be able to do too much. Whereas for me, it's opened up pretty much the entire world. Like I'm free to do whatever I want, when I want. And if I, say, had an apartment or, had the whole 9 to 5 and the mortgage and all that good stuff, I wouldn't be able to just, get up and leave. Where with the van, especially with these older RVs, like you can buy one straight out, save up some cash, and then you're completely free. You have no rent. Well, when I did my internship, my college internship, I was doing really well, making $20 an hour as an intern. But the 9 to 5 going to work every day was, I can look back and say that was 100% the worst time of my life. Like I was doing really well for myself, had the apartment, paying the rent, doing all the bills and everything, and that was just for a summer. And that first 2 weeks in, I knew that wasn't the life for me. So I was kind of thankful for that experience, to be able to witness it and be able to kind of be steered away from it. So when I graduated college, I had no student loans from scholarships and whatnot, so I was able just to start traveling right away. Because I've actually had a decent amount of friends come meet me on the road, and we do a little mini road trip together. And basically when I was in college, I had a big plan of buying just a van and traveling around with my Husky. And everybody knew about it because I was telling everybody how excited I was. So all my really good friends and family, they knew that I was wanting to do something like this for years and years. So once I did get a Class B with, the fridge, toilet, microwave, all that, it was just kind of a natural progression, because I guess my friends and family kind of see me as the more open-minded member of the family. It's like whenever you have that realization that you're on the road going to somewhere new, and it's just like you automatically feel alive, like you're in the moment and you're traveling somewhere new, you're seeing new things, and living this lifestyle, traveling around in the van and seeing some of the most gorgeous things, especially in Alaska. Like I've never seen anything that compares to Alaska. And just driving through those backcountry roads in Alaska in your camper van, you can pull over on the side of the road anywhere, and just realizing that you're alive in that moment. So in the van, I do a lot of fishing. I have, what is that? There's 4 poles up here. Got my fly rod down there, tackle boxes up top. Anywhere where I can fish, especially in Alaska. Best fishing you'll ever have in your entire life. These bad boys are out every day. I'm off work, trying to catch those salmon and halibut. Got a lot of books in the back. I do enjoy reading. My number one thing is honestly editing photos and videos. That's entertainment for me. Just get the MacBook Pro out and do some editing. But I mean, whenever you're camping in a new spot, like it's kind of like a routine that I've got pretty much down, where I'll get to a spot, do the fishing, the sunset comes down, get some photos, and then the laptop and my girlfriend's with me. We'll watch a movie, watch Netflix. In Alaska, depends on the situation and where I'm at the time, but there's always something to do. Right down here I have 2 6-volt golf cart batteries that's hooked up to a solar system up top. I have a 500-watt system that I got down in Arizona. Like I said, I do a lot of photo and video editing, and MacBook Pros tend to suck up some power when they're using Adobe. So I got those guys whenever I was in Arizona, and typically I try and keep all my charging with that. Like all these lights going on right now, that's with my 6-volt batteries, and that runs the toilet and also the furnace as well. Back home in Indiana, and like if people ask me where I live, I always say Indiana, because that's where most of my stuff's at, back in my parents' house. So whenever I do need something sent to me, W-2s, whatever, it all goes back to Indiana. And then when I am back home visiting, when I do get back home, I just sort through everything. It's in a little pile I need to go through. I'd say safety-wise, just being smart where you park. Walmart is one of my favorite spots that I do park at, just because it's well lit, they have security guards, and there's a lot of people walking around. Like I don't think people really target RVs in Walmarts, because once you actually start paying attention, there's a lot of RVs in Walmart, and I don't think people really go after them. But it's more just planning. I feel as though as long as you pick decent neighborhoods and just kind of Like my typical thing is just trying to find a little bit upscale of a location, find a parking spot where I'm not in front of a house, like maybe on the side of the block next to a fence or something, you know. Just kind of be smart about where you park and be cautious that, you know, some people might not like waking up to an RV outside of their door. I think it's more along the lines, there's more of a change in mindset. I think people are becoming more open to this lifestyle compared to the people that are more closed-minded to it. I think there's starting to be a little bit of a shift. So traveling around with the van, obviously it's my home and my transportation. There's pros and cons to that. For example, if I want to go to the grocery store and pick up some milk or eggs or something, if I'm boondocking, then I have to take everything with me. Whereas, you know, if I just had a car, I could zip back and forth. But, you know, overall, if I need to go somewhere, it's a really good thing for me, especially going up to Alaska. I have my whole home with me, everything I need, all my fishing gear, all my toiletries, all my appliances. I mean, granted, I don't have much, but everything I could possibly need to be happy is in one spot, and it's mobile with me, so I can go anywhere at any time and have everything I need. Restrooms right in the back. It is a sit-down toilet, and it's sit-down shower as well. So it has a black water tank. I believe it is a 9-gallon tank. I really don't use that too much. Like typically whenever I'm traveling around, I stop at the gas stations, or I'm actually in a town or city, so I try not to use that as much as possible. Cook food right here with the stove. It's a 2-burner stove right up top, propane. I have a cast iron skillet. Cooks everything from fish to vegetables. For fish, for example, I just wrap it aluminum foil, throw some veggies in there. You have a good meal. Steak, throw some steak on there. I use that to cook absolutely everything, and then I have a saute pan as well, and I use that for any soups or anything I want to make like that. For the to keep food cold, I have a propane fridge. It's actually a 3-way. It still works perfectly fine. The door is a little messed up on it right now, but keeps food very cold, and it has a little freezer section as well. Works very well for me. In terms of washing dishes, typically whenever I cook, I do the aluminum foil wrap, because I cook a lot of fish in here and a lot of veggies, so I just wrap it and cook it on the skillet, and when I'm done, just throw away the aluminum foil. But when I do have to wash dishes, it happens rarely. I have a sink right over there. Just throw some dish soap in it, wash it out, and it's good to go. I can fill up water, but I typically only use that water for showering because it's 1990 plastic, and I really don't know what's being leached off in there, so I don't drink it. I rarely use it to wash dishes. Typically just shower with it, and that's about it.